Imagine giving the absolute worst, most unstable superhero on the planet the one thing he has never had. Real, true immortality. No aging, no dying, just forever. Well, you guys, it finally happened. But here's the crazy part. Getting what you want usually comes with a catch. And for Homelander, that catch might just be the very thing that destroys him. Welcome back, everyone. If you thought you knew where The Boys was heading in its final stretch, go ahead and throw those theories out the window. Season 5 Episode 6 just ripped up the rulebook. We got massive character deaths, mind-blowing reveals, and an ending that literally shifts the power dynamic of this entire universe. We're going to break down all the hidden details, the comic Easter eggs, and what that absolutely explosive ending means. Make sure you stick around, because we need to talk about that fatal flaw Homelander just accidentally gave himself. But first, let's talk about popcorn buckets. The episode opens with a very familiar, very welcome face, the Legend, played by the amazing Paul Reiser. And fun fact, he's actually the second Stranger Things actor to pop up in the show recently, right next to Mason Dye, who plays Bombsight. Now, if you read the comics, you know the Legend was basically a funny parody of Stan Lee, a guy writing fake, happy backstories for soups. But the show grounds him as a parody of real-life Hollywood producers. And right now, he has fallen on super hard times. His bank accounts are frozen, and he's sleeping in a movie theater. It gives off Major Gene from Better Call Saul vibes, right down to his fake name, Chet Vanderbilt. But this movie theater is an absolute goldmine for Easter eggs. He's hiding out in a VMC theater, a hilarious poke at AMC, and they even do a perfect parody of that famous Nicole Kidman AMC commercial, but starring the late Firecracker. The walls are covered in posters for VCU Phase 7. We get to see fake movie posters for Deep Secrets of Atlantis, Firecracker Lord Soldier, and a super gritty Groundhog movie. But the funniest part? Vought knows what's going viral in our real world. We get a quick look at a VCU specialty popcorn bucket shaped like the Deep, with his mouth wide open. Yeah, the boys totally just made fun of those wild Dune and Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn buckets. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But while the Legend is hiding out, things over at Vought Labs are getting seriously dark. Homelander is getting impatient. He wants the V1 serum right now. And to speed things up, he tells the scientists to skip normal testing and just use human beings from the freedom camps. This is a really heavy callback to the show's lore. Frederick Vought, the creator of the soups, used real-world concentration camps to make the first V1 formula. It's exactly what Soldier Boy was filmed liberating back in the day. It shows this heartbreaking, unbreakable cycle of abuse. Homelander grew up in a cage, treated like a lab rat, and now he's doing the exact same thing to other people. He is becoming the very monster that made him. But luckily for him, he actually gets to skip these messy trials because of Bombsight. We'll get back to that in a second. Because we really need to talk about the Deep. Honestly, if there was a prize for the guy with the worst moral compass on television, he would win it every year. Vought Petroleum is trying to push through a new oil pipeline. People are protesting because it's super dangerous to the environment. And what does the Lord of the Seven Seas do? He films a totally tone-deaf commercial defending the oil company, saying that if we don't use fossil fuels, the dinosaurs would have died for nothing. I mean, the logic is flawless if you have the brain of a jellyfish. Of course, the pipeline bursts. It causes a massive oil spill, and seeing the Deep covered in thick black oil is such a powerful image. Usually on this show, when a character is covered in blood, it represents their guilt. Here the oil is doing the exact same thing. A dying fish literally uses its last breath to tell the Deep that the ocean knows what he did. It's official. The ocean hates the Deep now. And that guilt pushes him over the edge. Noir 2.0 figures out the pipeline was built terribly and smashes it to expose the truth. So what does the Deep do? He completely loses his mind and murders Noir 2.0 right there in Vought Tower. He strangles him with a cable and stabs him in the neck. Just brutal. The Deep is so desperate to keep Homelander happy that he killed a fellow member of the Seven. I cannot wait to see how Homelander reacts to this mess. Meanwhile, Sister Sage is having a rough week. For the smartest person on Earth, she sure is hitting a lot of roadblocks. She can't figure out how to copy the V1 serum, so she goes to Plan B. Kidnap Ashley, chloroform her, and read Soldier Boy's mind to find the original stash. Watching Sage drag an unconscious Ashley around like a puppet is so darkly funny. It's like a twisted version of Weekend at Bernie's. But it also reminds us of how sad Ashley's story is. She used to be so driven and full of life, and Vought has just completely broken her. It really makes you wonder about Sage, right? She thinks she's playing 4D chess, but her plans keep messing up because she forgets one big thing: human feelings. She thinks emotions are stupid. Or is this all part of a giant trap, where she actually wanted Homelander to get the V1? Knowing Sage, a huge twist is probably coming. Speaking of Homelander, the guy's need for people to love him has turned into a full-on cult. Every Sunday, Vought is broadcasting these black and white sermons, starring Oh Father, played by the incredibly talented Daveed Diggs. They are literally painting Homelander as a godlike rebel, which is totally crazy. Starlight and Huey sneak into this church to plant the soup-killing virus, and we get such a great scene. Annie actually knew Oh Father when she was a kid. We find out he used to be a child preacher, begging God to help his community. When no help came, he lost his faith. He only follows Homelander now, because Homelander is a god he can actually see and touch. It's twisted, but you kind of get why he feels that way. Huey ends up saving the day here by bluffing that they already released the virus. It's such a cool moment because it shows Huey's real superpower. He has genuine, real hope, and that completely beats the fake plastic faith Vought is selling. Now, before we get to the insane ending, we have to talk about the real heart of this episode: growing old. The boys track down a character named Golden Geisha at Vought Village. Guys, this is basically a retirement home for super seniors. When superheroes get too old to make money, Vought just hides them away to play bingo. It is so depressing. Geisha is the key to finding Bombsight, but she tells them something beautiful. She actually chose to grow old instead of taking the V1 to live forever. She says, "Summer is only beautiful when you know winter is coming." Living forever sounds awesome, until you realize you have to watch everyone you love get old and die, while you stay the same. This hits Kimiko and Starlight so hard. Both of them secretly don't want the V1, because they don't want to outlive Frenchie and Huey. Even the legend tells Homelander that trying to stay in the spotlight forever goes against nature. Everyone gets old. And weirdly, the legend not being scared of death is exactly why Homelander lets him live. Alright, it is time. The ending. Everything crashes together in a massive fight for the V1 serum. Bombsight is holding onto it, dressed like a vintage fighter pilot, still hoping Geisha will want to live forever with him. The boys think they can handle him. And then, Soldier Boy shows up. Because Sister Sage is a master manipulator, she shows Soldier Boy old footage of Homelander and Stormfront, who used to go by Clara. We find out Soldier Boy was deeply in love with Clara. Seeing his son with the woman he loved totally breaks his brain. In this super weird, tragic act of loyalty, Soldier Boy decides to give the V1 serum to Homelander. Clara always thought Homelander was the perfect, ultimate superhero. So, to honor her memory, Soldier Boy decides to make her dream come true. Homelander takes the V1. He injects it. He actually becomes an immortal god. But it goes wrong. The radiation from the serum is too much. His powers start violently glitching. In the final shot, he's shooting lasers uncontrollably into the sky. It looks exactly like Cyclops from the X-Men animated series when he takes his visor off. So, what happens next? Homelander is immortal, but he is glitching. And who knows more about what radiation does to soups than Billy Butcher? Heading into the final 2 episodes, our heroes are totally outmatched. But I have a theory. I think they are going to combine the virus, some weaponized uranium, and Soldier Boy's radiation blasts. If they hit Homelander with all of that, they might not kill him, they might just strip his powers away completely. Honestly, leaving Homelander alive, completely powerless, and forcing him to live as a normal, hated human being? That sounds like the absolute perfect punishment for him. But I want to hear from you guys. What did you think of all the crazy twists in episode 6? Is Sister Sage secretly setting Homelander up to fail? Or does she really just want to watch the world burn? Let me know your craziest theories down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, so you don't miss our breakdown of the epic season finale. And as always, thanks for watching.